Hi friend, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss about how we can pass Azure 104 exam easily. So, in a technical point of view, you can Azure 104 exam is divided in the 5 part. Part 1 is Azure networking. So, Azure networking is include DNS, uh, virtual network, subnet. It also including the user-defined route, NSG, and VPN, Express Gateway. It also added the load balancer, private and public load balancer. Private load balancer is balance the load from internet, and public and private is internal load balancer. Application gateway and traffic management. All this access route, all these things is there in this network part of the exam, and you should be learn this. Is a very important concept to understand the networking part of the Azure. Now, part 2 is I can discuss about the compute. Compute is actually including that compute service like virtual machine. Virtual machine further dividing that two virtual machine, basically two part of virtual machine. One is Windows virtual machine, another is Linux virtual machine. Then it is also including the web app, which actually quick, easy way to deploy the web applications. We can using the web app. Another feature or services which including the cloud compute is function. Function is a serverless feature which is working on the trigger, or you can even generate the trigger and trigger generate the function app. And another important services on this compute is logic app, which make the create the workflow without using the code. Another important services in the compute is container and Kubernetes. You need the basic idea of the container instance, container registry, and basic understanding of the Docker and Kubernetes on this for this exam. Basically, the application which is built on this Azure compute is a three-tier application. On the front end, there is a web service, and the back end, middle end, there is a analyzing and application tier, and another third tier is the database tier. So all the application mainly is built with the three-tier application. So, and you have to understand how you can use your services on this tier module. Now, going forward, there is another important services which is in this Azure exam syllabus is storage. Storage is further divided into 4 type of storage. One is the blob storage, which mainly handle the image files, audio file, all unstructured files. And then another other storage system is file system, file server, which is share the files between the virtual machines. And another is the table, which is actually used for the SQL non-SQL database. And another is the queuing for the messaging, which is been working between the application. So on the today, the micro applications is actually working with this queue messaging based architecture. So we can provide the information and message between the applications with different part of the application, which is called micro applications also. And then there is another important thing, that is provide you the user to the role to access to the Azure portal, authorize and authentication, which is called Microsoft Enter ID, which including the user ID, app ID, user ID, service principal, manage identity, and device identity as well. And which can also provide the multi-factor authentication for the user, which is very important for giving to role to the user, which is belongs to the Azure. And this is the all these 4. And then 5th is the also the backup and monitoring. Backup further divided to the Azure backup and recovery service world, and login actually is divided the inside monitoring, diagnostic logs, other log feature, which you can use the troubleshooting and managing and views this traffic flow in the Azure network infrastructure. One other thing I can tell you, that you need to be very clear on this concept, and after you can understand the concept clearly, then you can practice this exam. The practice exam you can get from the Udemy, and this very good practice exam is available on Udemy, which you can use for the success. Also, that's one very important thing, that you can do the hand-on practical, make the hand dirty to build the services. But the build the services is not only one option that you have to follow. You need to do the real life project also, where you can include the many services together and build one project, and you can make this project recorded and with the PDF and all these things, which actually helpful for your job related issues. So this is all this thing I want to share about the Azure 104 exam. It is not very tough exam or not very easy exam. It's a middle round exam. You need to be very clear on the concept. You have to do the practice test. You do the lab, so or real lab, so you can helpful to achieve this certification. Thank you for listening.